There is a moment in toxic relationships that nobody sees coming. It is the moment when someone who seemed completely devoted just disappears. No screaming match, no tearful goodbye, no 3-hour conversation about where things went wrong. One day, he is there. The next morning, she wakes up to an empty closet and a single note on the kitchen counter. And no amount of calls, texts, apologies, or threats will bring him back. She is left spinning, confused, furious, desperate. What happened? Everything was fine yesterday. But it was not fine. He had been emotionally gone for months. He was simply waiting for the right moment to make his absence physical. Most men cannot do this. They get trapped in endless cycles of fighting, forgiving, hoping, repeating. They stay because they fear loneliness more than they fear losing themselves. But there is a specific type of man who becomes immune to this trap. Not because he is heartless, not because he is broken, but because he operates by a completely different set of rules, rules that manipulative people do not understand until it is far too late. Today, you are going to see the 7 levels of how men navigate toxic relationships, and by the end, you will know exactly where you stand. Before we begin, let me be clear. This is not about hating women or avoiding relationships. This is about recognizing patterns that destroy men slowly, quietly, and completely. Toxic relationships do not announce themselves. They start with chemistry, excitement, and the feeling that you have finally found someone who gets you. The poison comes later, drop by drop, so gradually that you do not notice you are being drained until you look in the mirror one day and cannot recognize the man staring back. The 7 levels I am about to show you are not judgments. They are stages of awareness. Most men move through them sequentially. Each level requires pain to unlock. The goal is not to become untouchable. It is to understand where you are right now and what it will take to stop sacrificing yourself for people who see your kindness as weakness. Let us begin. Level 1, the sleeper. The sleeper does not know he is drowning. He is in a toxic relationship but has no idea. He experiences the chaos, the explosive arguments, the guilt trips, the constant walking on eggshells. But he believes this is simply how relationships work. Every couple fights, he tells himself. She is just passionate. The sleeper has been taught his entire life that being a good man means sacrifice, that real love requires suffering, that if he just tries harder and gives more, things will get on better, so he rationalizes everything. She goes through his phone without permission. She just wants reassurance. She screams at him over minor mistakes. She had a hard day. She threatens to leave every time he sets a boundary. She is just scared of losing me. Here is what the sleeper cannot see. Toxic people do not target confident, self-aware men. They target men who have been programmed to put others first. Men who avoid conflict at all costs. Men who measure their worth by how much they can endure. The sleeper is the perfect mark because he does not even know he is being played. He will stay in this relationship for years, maybe a decade, until one of 2 things happens. She leaves him for someone new, or he wakes up at 45 and realizes he has spent his best years trying to earn love from someone incapable of giving it. If you are watching this and feeling defensive, my relationship is not toxic. You do not understand. Pay attention to that feeling. Defensiveness is often the first sign that a truth is hitting too close. Most men start at level 1. The only question is whether they stay there. Level 2, the negotiator. The negotiator has woken up enough to realize something is wrong. The relationship is not healthy. The patterns are destructive, but instead of leaving, he tries to fix it through communication. He believes that if he can just find the right words, she will finally understand. She will apologize. Things will change. So he initiates the talk. He takes a breath, stays calm, uses I statements like the articles told him to. "Hey, I wanted to talk about last night. When you yelled at me in front of my friends, it felt really humiliating." She does not apologize. She pivots. "Oh, so now I am an embarrassment? What about how you ignored me to talk to Jake for 20 minutes? Her voice rises. "You always do this. You make me feel like I do not matter, and then when I react, suddenly I am the problem." Now the tears start. He freezes. The logical point he was trying to make has been hijacked. Now they are discussing her feelings of neglect instead of her behavior. His shoulders drop. "Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel that way." The negotiator does not understand that he is bringing logic to an emotional battlefield. Every conversation becomes a maze with no exit. He raises a specific issue. She attacks his tone. He asks for accountability. She excavates something he did 3 years ago. He tries to finish a sentence. She interrupts until he surrenders. He will spend years in this loop. He will read books on communication. He will suggest couples therapy, where she performs perfectly for the therapist and then punishes him on the car ride home for making her look bad. He thinks the problem is a misunderstanding. The reality is simpler. He is trying to build a partnership while she is trying to win a power struggle. These are not the same game, and you cannot win a game your opponent is not even playing. Level 3. The strategist. The strategist has learned that direct communication does not work. Words are weapons she uses better than he ever will. So he changes tactics. He gets analytical. He starts paying attention to patterns, noting contradictions, screenshotting texts, building a mental case file. He creates distance without leaving. Grey rocking. Minimal emotional responses. He stops giving her ammunition by refusing to react. He talks to trusted friends, laying groundwork. Things have been difficult lately. I am not sure this is sustainable. In many ways, the strategist is smarter than he was at level 2. But here is the trap. He is still there. He is strategizing how to survive a situation he should have escaped. He is playing defense in a game he should have forfeited entirely. The strategist can stay in this holding pattern for years, emotionally checked out, but physically present, going through the motions, waiting for the right time to leave. After the holidays, after her birthday, after she gets stable, after. Some strategists never leave. They become permanent emotional hostages, convinced they are too smart to be manipulated, while being manipulated into staying. The ones who break free eventually realize a brutal truth. You cannot outmaneuver a rigged game. You can only stop playing. That realization unlocks level 4. Level 4, the architect. The architect has a realization that changes everything. He does not need to win the argument. He does not need her to understand. He does not need closure, permission, or the right moment. He just needs to leave, and he is going to do it in complete silence. The silent exit. James had been with Elena for 4 years. 3 years of chaos. 1 year of strategizing how to leave without making things worse. Then one night, lying awake at 3 a.m. while she slept peacefully after another explosive fight, he had a thought that cut through everything. There is no version of leaving that she will accept. So why am I waiting for her permission? Over the next 8 weeks, James executed the quietest exit imaginable. Weeks 1 and 2, he found a new apartment and paid the deposit in cash. Told no one. Weeks 3 and 4, he opened a separate bank account and slowly transferred money. Weeks 5 and 6, he began quietly moving irreplaceable items. Birth certificate, passport, photos, his grandfather's watch. Weeks 7 and 8, he became agreeable. Stopped arguing, stopped resisting. She thought she had finally broken him. She thought she had won. On a Tuesday morning, while she was at work, James moved out. Everything gone. Just a single note on the counter. "I'm done. Please do not contact me. I hope you find what you are looking for." He blocked her number, blocked her on every platform, told his family, "If she reaches out, tell her nothing." She came home to silence. Complete, absolute silence. She called 19 times that night, sent over 50 texts, cycling through rage, bargaining, threats, and desperate apologies. James read none of them. She showed up at his office. Security escorted her out. He filed for a restraining order without hesitation. Within a month, she was telling everyone he was emotionally abusive and abandoned her without warning. James said nothing. He didn't defend himself, didn't explain. He simply was not available for the story she was trying to tell. The architect principle. You cannot control how someone reacts to your boundaries. You can only control whether you maintain them. The architect does not leave dramatically. He leaves strategically. He does not fight for the last word. He makes sure there are no more words. Level 4 is freedom. It is where most men should aim to reach. But there are 3 levels beyond this, and they are not about leaving toxic relationships. They are about never entering them in the first place. Level 5, the Sentinel. The Sentinel has been burned. He has done the work. He has studied the patterns, and now he has something most men never develop, an early warning system. He can identify toxic people before they fully reveal themselves, often within the first few interactions. Scene, the 3rd date. Dinner is going well. She is attractive, engaging, fun to talk to. Then she makes an offhand comment. "My last boyfriend was so cheap. He never wanted to do anything nice for me." Most men hear, "She appreciates being treated well." The Sentinel hears something different. She kept score. She measured her partner's love in dollars. She will do the same to me. He files it away and keeps watching. Later, she is rude to the waiter over a small mistake. She doesn't say thank you. She snaps at him. The Sentinel updates his assessment. The relationship ends that night. She just does not know it yet. The Sentinel watches for specific things. How does she treat people who cannot benefit her? That is her real character. How does she talk about her exes? If everyone is crazy, she is the common denominator. What happens when she does not get her way? A small inconvenience reveals everything. The Sentinel is not jaded or closed off. He still enters relationships. He just exits them much faster when the data changes. While other men are 18 months deep trying to make it work, the Sentinel left after the 3rd red flag. His time is too valuable to spend convincing himself that warning signs are not a big deal. Level 6, the Ghost. The Ghost is something different. He does not spot toxic people early and leave. Toxic people sense something about him and avoid him altogether. There is an energy he carries, a quiet, unshakable centeredness that tells manipulative people, "This one will not give me what I need." Story: the test that failed. Marcus is at a networking event. A woman approaches, confident, attractive, charismatic. Within 10 minutes, she runs a test. You should buy me a drink. Not a question. A command dressed as flirtation. Marcus smiles easily. You have legs. Bar is right there. She laughs, caught off guard. Wow, most guys just do it. Sounds like most guys are trying to impress you. I am just having a conversation. She tries a different angle. Vulnerability play. I just got out of a terrible relationship. My ex was such a narcissist. I'm starting to think all men are like that. Translation: she is fishing for him to say, I am different. Let me prove it. Marcus takes a sip of his drink. Some men are, some are not. You'll figure it out. No reassurance, no emotional labor, no investment. Within 15 minutes, she politely excuses herself and moves to someone else. Marcus did not reject her. He simply did not play the game she was running. The ghost operates on a frequency toxic people cannot tune into. He doesn't chase, he doesn't prove, he doesn't perform. His energy says, I am complete. Your approval adds nothing. Your disapproval takes nothing away. Manipulative people need reactions. They need emotional investment. The ghost offers none of that, so they move on to easier targets. Level 7. The Void. The void is difficult to explain because it is less a strategy and more a state of being. This man has so completely anchored his identity within himself that other people's dysfunction simply passes through him. He does not avoid toxicity. He does not flee from it. It just does not penetrate. Imagine a man who has genuinely untethered his sense of self from external validation. Not in an immature, I do not care what anyone thinks way. In a deep, settled, I know exactly who I am, and your opinion of me is your business way. To this man, someone manipulating is just interesting. They must need something they do not know how to ask for. Someone guilt-tripping? That is their emotional deficit, not his responsibility. Someone threatening to leave? He hopes they find what they need. A woman tries everything. Guilt, rage, silent treatment, tears, bargaining. His response to all of it, I hear that you are upset. What do you actually need right now? She cannot manipulate him because he is not reacting to the manipulation. He is responding to the human being underneath it. And when it becomes clear the relationship is not healthy, he leaves. Not with anger, not with resentment. Just, this is not working for me. I wish you well. Then silence. No bitterness, no grudge, just absence. The void has achieved complete internal sovereignty. His peace does not depend on circumstances. His worth does not fluctuate with someone else's opinion. This level requires the death of the need to be right, to be understood, to win. It is rare. It takes years. But it is available to anyone willing to do the work. The diagnostic and closing. So where do you stand? Level 1. The sleeper. You are in a toxic dynamic and believe it is normal. Level 2. The negotiator. You see the toxicity and think the right conversation will fix it. Level 3. The strategist. You are documenting, distancing, planning, but still there. Level 4. The architect. You are building your exit in silence and will execute it completely. Level 5. The sentinel. You have learned the patterns and leave at the first confirmed red flag. Level 6. The ghost. Toxic people sense you are not worth targeting and do not approach. Level 7. The void. You are so internally stable that external chaos cannot touch you. Most men are trapped between level 2 and level 3. They know something is broken. They have tried to fix it with words, but they cannot bring themselves to leave. If that is you, understand this clearly. The person you are trying to save does not want to be saved. They want to be in control, and as long as you stay, you are giving them exactly what they need. I want to leave you with one thought. Staying in a toxic relationship is not loyalty. It is not love. It's self-destruction in slow motion. The strongest thing a man can do is not fight endlessly for a relationship that is killing him. The strongest thing is having enough self-respect to walk away. Without permission, without closure, without apology. You are allowed to choose yourself. You are allowed to protect your peace. That is not selfishness. That is sanity. Wherever you are on this scale, know that the next level is available to you. It will cost you something. Comfort, familiarity, maybe even people you thought you loved. But what you gain is worth more than all of it. Your life back. Drop a comment below. What level are you at right now? Be honest, truthfully. And if this helped you see something clearly for the first time, subscribe. The path forward starts with awareness. Now you have it.